welcome to Eagle News International Australia Oceania. I am Raylan Rose Javier from Brisbane, bringing you stories from Australia, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea. These are the headlines. Victoria's circuit breaker lockdown ends as restrictions are eased. Prime Minister James Marape receives second dose of vaccine in Papua New Guinea. New South Wales rugs up as temperatures plunge across the state. Church of Christ members commemorate return of face-to-face activities in Australia. Pursuing passion and creativity, Filipina nurse in Adelaide ventures into business of makeup artistry. And Go-Kart racing competition flourishes in Port Moresby. We begin with some COVID-19 updates in Australia. Due to the alarming increase of COVID-19 daily cases, the state of Victoria entered into another lockdown. After 14 days of tough restraints, the Victorian government finally announced the easing of restrictions in Melbourne and regional Victoria. Our Eagle News correspondent, Miyako Ong, will share us more details. Miyako?
On the 28th of May 2021, the state of Victoria has entered a 7-day lockdown after COVID-19 outbreak, which extended for another week due to the increasing numbers of cases daily. On June 11, 2021, Victoria's circuit breaker lockdown ended, while few restrictions have been eased for residents. Though restrictions have been eased, certain rules still remain for Victorians to follow. The 5 reasons to leave home is now removed, allowing people to leave their homes for any reason. A travel radius is still in effect, however, has expanded to 25 kilometers for Melburnians, while regional Victoria has no restrictions on how far they can travel. Public gatherings are limited to 10 people. Mandatory use of masks is also implemented both indoors and outdoors. Visitors are not allowed in Melbourne homes aside from intimate partner. Shops, cafes, and restaurants are open for business. However, density limits are in place and patrons are expected to scan QR codes while entering establishments to check in. Students are also expected to return to school as face-to-face learning has resumed. Office workers, however, are advised to work from home if they can. With the pandemic still roaming free, government and health officials strongly advise the residents to take extra precautions as to avoid the virus from spreading and for everyone to remain safe and COVID-free. Reporting from Logan, Australia, this is Miyako Ong, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Miyako. We are glad to hear positive news in Victoria. Meanwhile, in Papua New Guinea, Prime Minister James Marape has received his second dose of the COVID-19 vaccine, 2 months after his first jab. Eagle News correspondent Echo Hortaleza Quinola reports. Echo?
The national vaccination rollout continues, and this time the first citizen to receive the second dose of AstraZeneca vaccine is none other than the Prime Minister himself, Honorable James Marape. It is recommended that 2 doses of the vaccine is required to boost one's immunity from this surging global health enemy. So far, 40,000 people have been vaccinated with the first dose and are now awaiting for their second dose schedule. Marape said in his recent press conference that Papua New Guinea is lucky and thankful to receive thousands of vaccines from World Health Organization, COVAX facility, and the Australian government. Though it is the people's prerogative to take or not to take the vaccine, Marape said that the people should not allow the remaining 100,000 vaccines to be wasted or expired. They must go to their nearest vaccination centers and be injected for their personal protection along with their family. The citizens and non-citizens of this land are looking forward to the coming of this second dose of COVID-19 vaccine. This pandemic may have turned our lives upside down. However, having 2 doses of COVID-19 vaccine helps us ease our worries and fear. Reporting from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, this is Echo Hortaleza Quinola, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thank you, Echo. May this encourage more people to avail in Papua New Guinea's vaccine rollout. Now back in Australia. The cold weather is sweeping across New South Wales as it brings snow in certain places with the plummeting temperatures. Recently, Sydney has recorded its coldest day since 1984. Our correspondent Anna Serrano Watson has more on this story. Anna?
Welcome to winter, New South Wales. June 1 is the official start of winter in the southern continents and ending on August 31. With the mild temperatures of autumn just behind us and the searing heat of summer fading away in our memories, winter arrived, not with a bang, but with a chorus of beanies, woolen scarves, gloves and thick jackets have been dug out of storage to keep warm, indoors or out, during the recent drop in temperatures. In the second week of winter, Wollongong experienced the cold snap that swept across the state. To stave off the cold, others prepared comfort food such as mushroom soup or noodles. There are some, however, who were not daunted by the winter chill. Taking advantage of the clear weather, they braved the icy cold wind, rugged up, and brought their family to enjoy one of the many tourist attractions in Wollongong, the Bald Hill Lookout in Stanwell Park. Hang gliders also frequent the spot, jumping off from the top of the hill and landing meters below at Stanwell Park Beach. Even those in motorbikes have braved the wintry ride to gather at the famous lookout. Below Stanwell Park is another famous landmark in the Wollongong area, the Seacliff Bridge. Decked in thick jackets, beanies and scarves, tourists and locals alike walk the length of the bridge, enjoying the view of the ocean on one side and the escarpment on the other. What a great way to warm up! Taking the family out on a picnic is another way others have defied the cold, especially after being stuck at home for so many months. As restrictions have eased with regards to outdoor gatherings, families and friends came together to enjoy each other's company once again. Since this is only the beginning of winter, we are sure to have much more colder days and chilly nights ahead. Keep those beanies and gloves close. Reporting from Wollongong, Australia, this is Anna Serrano Watson, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Many thanks, Anna. We hope everyone remains warm and safe this winter season. After the break, we will hear more about the members of the Church of Christ as they commemorate the return of face-to-face activities in Australia. Plus, let's learn more about this inspiring story of pursuing passion and creativity as a Filipino nurse in Adelaide ventures into the business of makeup artistry. And another exciting sport is emerging as go-kart racing competition flourishes in Port Moresby. All these stories when Eagle News International Australia Oceania returns. Welcome back. You are watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. Still in Australia, as restrictions begin to ease and everyday life transitions into the new normal, the members of the Iglesia Ni Cristo or Church of Christ in Eastern Australia celebrate face-to-face activities after the longest wait ever. Let's join our correspondent Diego Madroño as he takes us there. Diego?
After a year-long hiatus of face-to-face activities brought by the sudden intrusion of the coronavirus pandemic that caused the congregations in Australia East and other districts in Australia to resort to online worship services and activities, a new socialization endeavor indicates the re-establishment of person-to-person activities such as this one. The CFO socializing activity, taking place in the newly remodeled House of Worship in Brisbane, not only provides the Church of Christ members an opportunity to reconnect with other members after an extensive period of repose instituted by the social distancing and border regulations of the COVID-19 pandemic, but a platform by which they will be able to propagate to non-members of the Church. The CFOs, or Christian family organizations, which range from Binhi, children aged 12 to 17 who have been baptized, Kadiwa, those 18 or older who have not yet married, and Buklod, the married couples in the church. Despite the pandemic putting a stop to any activities taking place in public settings with everybody able to gather, they were able to conduct online activities to maintain the faith and brotherhood between the members. However, being able to spend time with one another face to face is a welcome surprise. With so many people gathered together, exchanging greetings and stories from their time apart, as well as propagating the message of the Church of Christ, this event truly is an exciting recommencement of in-person activities and has us excited at the prospect of what is to come in the future.
Our activity that we are now holding is the CFO district socializing. It uplifted the spirit of a brotherhood, and as what we all know, and this is what we usually do in the church, since we know that this is the doctrine that we have to uphold our unity, our love, our care for the brotherhood of this pandemic. And we were locked down for almost more than 1 year, and we have given the opportunity, especially in this land, that the restrictions, some of the restrictions eased, and so we are now allowed to have our outdoor activities like this. And as you see, the brethren are so excited, they're happy, they're glad, and they see each other.
Reporting from Gold Coast, Australia, this is Diego Majonio, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks, Diego. What an exciting day for the church members to celebrate together again. Heading now to South Australia. A full-time nurse in Adelaide takes her first steps into the business world as she opens a part-time makeup venture, side by side with her full-time role as a care manager. Eagle News correspondent Sage Ardona has more on this story. Sage?
As technology continues to progress and work-life balance continues to improve, the opportunities to generate more wealth continues to increase. As a result, many people have turned to starting part-time businesses to generate extra income, as well as to pursue passions they would not be able through their full-time careers.
Gladys David, or Dee, as she is known among her friends, is an example of this, starting a positively received part-time makeup business to complement her full-time role as a care manager.
I could tell that the passion for makeup started when I turned 18 and I got my first job, and of course, due to that, I was able to buy the makeup that I wanted to, and I started, putting on makeup, playing on my face, different colors, and by the time that my other friends or workmates see what I can do, they began asking me to do theirs. Well, back in the Philippines, before coming here in Australia, I'm also doing makeup to other people already. I've got this friend, she's also a makeup artist, and whenever she needs some assistance, she always asks me to go with her. And in Australia, of course, I stopped doing that until I got the job that I wanted to. Then I decided to pursue my passion for makeup, and I studied it.
After gaining her qualifications in the makeup industry, Dee began offering her services going to accommodations of her clients and preparing their makeup. Some events she has prepared her clients for include weddings, formals, or other significant occasions.
My makeup technique actually is very traditional, so I use cream or liquid foundation, and I just like it natural. I like it light, or depends on what's the client's event, or if it's a party, then of course it's more of a glam look. However, I really still want them to look like themselves and to be more of the natural look, really. Well, I'm actually moving forward to have my own makeup studio. That's actually always a dream for me. At the moment, I'm doing this as a break from my Monday to Friday work because doing it is really my passion. I love doing it. But in the future, I can definitely have this as my sole source of income. and to really expand the business and my service to cater more clients and people.
As the lives of people continue to allow more free time, the opportunities to create more income and explore more passions continue to expand. With many people such as Dee monetizing their passions, the value offered to the world and general personal fulfillment among people continues to increase. Reporting from Adelaide, Australia, this is Sage Ardonia. Ego News, we live in interesting times.
Thank you, Sage. We're glad to hear stories of people pursuing their creative dreams. Once again in Papua New Guinea, a sport springs anew as go-kart racing competition flourishes in Port Moresby. Our correspondent Echo Hortelesa Quinola is back to share more on this exciting game. Go ahead, Echo.
The go-kart race competition, sponsored by Moniplus and Digicel PNG Limited, was performed right here in ATS 8 Mile, Papua New Guinea Defence Force hangar, where thrills, spills, and nerve-wracking race was witnessed. Go-kart racing has once again flourished in Port Moresby after being ceased for almost 8 years. The Go-Kart Club is headed by the Lamana Hotel General Manager Yanis Nicolau, who is also a racer himself, and together with the members, organized this event with so much passion, planning, and preparation. According to Nicolau, the racers were composed of several nationalities such as Australians, New Zealanders, Filipinos, Papua New Guineans, and Greeks.
We started again this year. The preparations started from last year. We have got a committee, the Port Moresby Kart Club. Been having meetings till we got a good number of drivers. And as you can see, today is the second race for the season. The majority is Australians. There is a couple of New Zealanders. There is 3 Filipinos, two locals, and a Greek one, which is me. Well, it's doing. We're doing well. This is a successful event, and we want to get as many Papua New Guineans involved in this as possible, and Filipinos, of course. And yeah, I mean, we want to get as many people involved in this as possible.
Exciting! It's something to do on the weekend with the family. So yeah, definitely come out and watch. It's very exhilarating, and yeah, find a team to support. There's a lot of drivers.
There will be a 12-week competitive series that will go on every 2 weeks until October 2021. There are 25 racers that are shared among 20 go-karts. The competition started with qualifying races from normal lap to fast lap. The battle heated up when racers competed to outshine one another with an impressive performance. The managing director of On Track Solutions, Chris Chan, attained first place, while Colin Blondell placed second. A Filipino racer and the owner of Digital Billboard got the third spot, who is not only into his high level of motorsports, but also a passionate and keen undersea diver.
I think any man who likes the speed would like anything, whether it's go-kart, motorcycle, or anything like that, anything fast. Yeah, like with any competitive sports, right? Like in the beginning, you're apprehensive all the way to the lead up to the actual race day. Come race days, you get the jitters, nervous, you're not very talkative, you don't really want to talk to people, you're just thinking about what you're going to do and how you're going to do it. And as soon as that flag goes, you sit in that cart and that flag goes down, things change. The adrenaline kicks in, what I call a hyper mode, where you just focus. You don't see anything else. You see the cart around, you see the races, and you try to pick your line, try not to get bumped, and try to avoid, and where you're going to attack, where you're going to turn, where your braking point is. It's just automatic after that. You don't even think about anything. You don't have to be the best of everything, but you should try and do as much as you can while you're on Earth. That's what I reckon. That's how I live my life by. I don't go out to win a race. I get lucky sometimes, but I go out there and have fun. That's all I do all the time. I have fun. That's why I do all my little sports. I go out and have fun. Never gonna be rich, but I'm gonna be happy.
Go-kart racing is considered to be a stepping stone to polish and tailor racing skills. Now is the time to showcase your talent. The Go-Kart Club here in Papua New Guinea is promoting the sport to all interested citizens and non-citizens here in Papua New Guinea. Reporting from Port Moresby, Papua New Guinea, this is Echo Hortaleza Quinola, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.
Thanks again, Echo. That sure is one sport more people will look forward to. And that ends today's program. Thank you for watching Eagle News International Australia Oceania. Join us next week as we share more stories from our bureaus across Australia, New Zealand, and Papua New Guinea. Visit our websites on eaglenews.net and eaglenewslive.com. Follow us on twitter.com/eaglenews and on facebook.com/eaglenews. Stay safe, stay strong, and take care, everyone. Reporting from Brisbane, Australia, this is Raylan Rose Javier, Eagle News. We live in interesting times.